Hi guys, my name is Julia, and my speech is on why people should not text while driving. And the purpose of my speech is to persuade my audience about all the dangers and consequences that can come from texting while driving. I know that some of you sometimes feel the urge to reply or send a text while behind the wheel. And I understand this urge may feel irresistible at the time, it's a very urgent message that you need to respond to. However, you have to avoid falling into this trap, because it can be very detrimental in many ways. Whenever I text while in a car as a pedestrian and as a passenger, I know I end up losing track of time. Therefore, I know the danger posed by individuals who text while operating a motor vehicle. And people should not drive and text because it can hurt oneself or others or result in being heavily punished. One may end up getting heavily punished for texting while driving if somebody gets injured if there was an accident or driving while distracted. I know you can get in trouble for that. Texting while driving may result in not only hurting yourself, but anybody else in the car with you or even other cars on the road. Texting and driving hampers a person's cognitive abilities, resulting in lower performance. And texting while driving causes 390,000 injuries each year. People who text and drive may cause injuries to themselves. And texting while driving may result in hurting others. And 1 in every 4 car accidents recorded in the US can be attributed to texting while driving. And apart from deaths, distracted driving causes untold suffering to many people. A lot of people lose loved ones in car accidents with distracted drivers and just irresponsible people who get behind the wheel and just text. Car accidents rob people of their parents, children, friends, family, etc. It also robs people of their ways of earning a living. Now that you understand the consequences of texting while driving, let's discuss the kind of punishment available for this behavior. People who engage in this kind of behavior face the risk of being heavily punished. Many states treat texting and driving as a misdemeanor. At the moment, 16 states outlaw the use of handheld cell phones by drivers of all ages. That's why we see a lot of handheld or wireless devices in the car, like Bluetooth and etc., so you're not really distracted while driving. In New Jersey, texting and driving accidents will result in the deaths and are treated as a felony. A person gets in prison for at least 1 year when charged with this. These are the cell phone laws in New Jersey. And the fine for texting while driving in New Jersey is at least $200, but may be as much as $10,000 in case of injuries or death. And let us end by discussing the kind of punishment that can reduce the problem of texting while driving. And the punishment for people who text and drive should be the same as issued to those who are found guilty of drinking while driving, as they're very, very similar. Both are impaired and distracted while getting behind the wheel, which is extremely selfish. Some states are considering treating people who text and drive in the same way as those who drive under the influence of drugs also. A woman was recently convicted of vehicular murder in New Jersey after she was found guilty while texting while driving, and it resulted in the death of a pedestrian. I hear a lot of cases about people texting while driving and actually running into people walking on the side of the road or just because they're not paying attention. In this case, the jury was advised to treat texting while driving in the same way as drunken driving, which I totally agree. It's very similar in a lot of ways. And in New Jersey, a person convicted of drunk driving may end up being locked up for at most 180 days, having his or her license suspended for at most 10 years, and ordered to undertake many hours of community service. However, longer prison terms for people who text and drive may overcrowd the state's prison and overburden the taxpayers. In habitual, a longer prison term and the likelihood of a person losing his or her driving privileges are enough deterrents for people to stop texting while driving. Also, taxpayers spend a huge amount of money providing for disability benefits for victims of car accidents, and some of which are caused by texting and driving incidents. In conclusion, texting while driving is a serious problem that we have in the US, and it causes thousands of deaths and untold suffering to many people across the United States. And the solution to this problem is a heftier punishment, and the same issue to people who drink and drive. They should be treated the same. The punishment should take form of the individuals found guilty of texting while driving being given the same prison term as those convicted of drunk driving. And I call upon you to read the following article on how you can avoid texting and driving. And that's all I have. Thank you.